Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into one of the most breathtaking fashion collections of the year, Iris van Herpen's 2025 haute couture collection, Sympoiesis. Introduction. Imagine a couture show where garments live and breathe. In July 2025, Iris van Herpen debuted Sympoiesis at Paris Haute Couture Week, a collection born of urgency and collaboration. Van Herpen, long known for pushing fashion's edges, has occupied fashion's edge for nearly 2 decades, creating gowns from banana leaves, cocoa beans, and 3D printed polymers. Sympoiesis continues this legacy by blending the organic and the technological. As her press release explains, quote, "For nearly 2 decades, the couturier has worked in communion with the primordial rhythm of the organic and the human imperative of the technological. The result is a show that felt like clothing as both organism and artifact, a living vision that challenges what couture can be." Inspiration. The ocean and Loie Fuller. The soul of Sympoiesis is the ocean. Van Herpen views the climate as a tightly woven system, echoing James Lovelock's Gaia theory that the ocean, atmosphere, and climate form one self-regulating fabric. The show interprets the ocean's beauty and peril through flowing shapes and layered textures. Van Herpen even channels early 20th century dancer Loie Fuller, known for waving silk costumes into light sculptures, as a muse. Fuller, in Van Herpen's words, was an alchemist of movement, light, and fabric, in dialogue with nature. In the Sympoiesis finale, a dancer shrouded in near-invisible air fabric, silk becomes a, quote, bioluminescent creature, a kinetic call to protect the sea. Innovative fabrics and techniques. Van Herpen's craftsmanship merges handwork with high-tech. In Sympoiesis, she used ultra-light materials, for example, an organza, so fine it's nicknamed air fabric, just 5 grams per square meter. The model's gowns appeared to be spun from air itself, woven from alternative fibers so gossamer they seemed weightless. The star of the show was a truly living dress, a collaboration with biodesigner Chris Bellamy. 125 million bioluminescent algae, the dinoflagellate Pyrocystis lunula, grown in tanks and molded into a transparent membrane. At night, the pattern glows vivid blue with movement, a couture garment cultivated rather than sewn. Van Herpen has also worked with other cutting-edge materials, dresses that respond to magnetic fields, laser-cut carbon fiber boning, and even 3D printed elements, because for her, material experimentation is standard practice. In Sympoiesis, we also see lab-grown brewed protein fibers from Japanese biotech fiber. These protein-based textiles, engineered from fermented sugarcane, form coral-like motifs that are biodegradable and recyclable. The result? Garments that float around the body with organic softness. Key innovations in Sympoiesis include ultra-light Japanese air fabric organza, a living algae dress glowing in bioluminescent patterns, lab-grown protein fibers heat-bonded to organza to mimic coral, and sculptural silk resin waves cast on carbon fiber frames. Influence on fashion trends. Iris van Herpen is often called fashion's technologist. As Vogue notes, she has singly and single-mindedly been fashion's leading exponent of what technology can do and what it will mean for us. By pioneering 3D printed couture and biofabrics, she's opened paths that many others follow. Every season, her daring shows prove true originality is not only possible, but essential in Paris. Her designs have drawn megastars, Gaga, Beyoncé, Bjork, and red carpet moments. For example, Hailee Steinfeld's Met Gala gown made of ocean plastic, which amplifies her impact. Industry experts agree that creative tech partnerships will shape the future. The Spiber collaboration press release even calls Van Herpen and Spiber two pioneering voices united by a mission to redefine fashion's future through interconnected creativity, technology, and sustainability. In short, Van Herpen's work has become a touchstone for trendsetting. It signals to designers that couture can and must embrace science and ecology. Trend influences. Widespread interest in smart and 3D printed garments, couture tech installations, and biosource materials have Van Herpen's fingerprints. She helped normalize running fabric technology, AR/VR shows, robotics in ateliers, and biomimetic design. As one blogger notes, Her boundary-pushing move will inspire not only future couture designers, but also mainstream brands experimenting with biofabrics and sustainability. Impact: tech, sustainability, and craftsmanship. Sympoiesis highlights how couture can advance technology and environmental thinking. The collection demonstrates that garments can be cultivated with living organisms, not just cut and stitched. It also showcases renewable production. The brood protein fiber is an industrialized, man-made protein that, unlike petroleum-based synthetics, can be broken down and reused. Vogue Business reports that these lab-grown fabrics are biodegradable and recyclable because they can be broken down into nutrients and reused. This marks a shift towards circular fashion. Yet Van Herpen never neglects craftsmanship. Sympoiesis still required hundreds of hours of hand assembly, stitching coral petals, draping organza, sculpting resin waves, a fusion of artisan skill with cutting-edge science. In other words, haute couture becomes an R&D lab. As Iris herself explains, she's seeking, quote, little improvements on a smaller scale by leveraging collaborations with architects, scientists, material engineers to change how clothes are made. This slow, on-demand couture model, every piece a unique co-creation, echoes her belief that fashion must move beyond wasteful mass production. Why it matters for students, creators, and enthusiasts. Understanding Iris van Herpen's 2025 collection is like taking a masterclass in visionary design. For students and makers, Sympoiesis illustrates how to tell a story through fabric. Each element, from tides to tech, is woven into the design narrative. It shows the value of interdisciplinary thinking. Iris herself says she aimed to, quote, get fashion out of its comfort zone by connecting it with art, architecture, and science. The collection's ecological theme teaches that every design choice has impact, turning the runway into a platform for environmental dialogue. As one reviewer notes, Iris van Herpen's next step is collaborating with nature rather than merely mimicking it. In her words, this means seeing the body not as isolated, but as an ecosystem, where fashion becomes alive, responsive, and deeply connected with the natural world. For emerging designers and enthusiasts, that philosophy is a powerful lesson. Fashion can be alive, ethical, and innovative all at once. As we close the curtain on Iris van Herpen's breathtaking Sympoiesis collection, one thing is clear: the future of fashion isn't just about trends, it's about transformation. Drop a comment below. What was your favorite piece? What inspires you most about Van Herpen's designs? And if you're passionate about fashion, design, or the future of wearable art, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you won't miss the next video.